Glad to have you with us from Dallas, Texas at Gerald J. Ford Stadium as a couple of teams square off in the SERVPRO First Responders Bowl. Weeks of additional practice and prep for bowl games not only can set the tone for what we're going to see in this game, but for what might be in store next season as well. As we'll see a team from the American, the East Carolina Pirates, taking on a team from the Sun Belt, the Troy Trojans. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. So East Carolina's offense will take the first swing of the game. Guys, it's been a long season. These two squads have had their fair share of battles, but today, David, they have a chance to end the season with a W.
And it's a little bit old school, right? With the bowl system, not as much to play for, but you get to put that uniform on again. And it should mean something. You had the bowl book. You got to have some fun in a different city, Jesse. Now you get to go out and attack this game.
And it's another opportunity just to finish the season, right? To go out with the win. Both of these teams have taken this bowl game seriously. They've prepared. They feel like they're both ready to go. Winning this game is important to build momentum for next year, and also you want to send the seniors out with a W.
They'll snap it on first down from the 35. They go to the ground. Got enough for the first. At the 40, there he goes. Sprinting away. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Pirates.
And as a coach, you're just hoping your offense can take the field on the first series of the game and create a little bit of momentum, get into a rhythm. How about that running play? Hitting a home run early in this game. You know that's got the sidelines all juiced up.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Troy's offense will have its first possession of the game. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well today.
The Trojans in the hurry-up. Complete on third down. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. On first down, here comes this offense. Looking to throw on first down. Intercepted for the 11th time. He stopped, not much on the return, but a whole lot in getting the football.
Defensive backs have tough jobs. I mean, you think about whether you play nickel, whether you play dime, whatever it is, you put more DBs on the field. It's more speed. It's more guys that can cover, but they also got to cover that ground. But to cover the ground and make the pick, a lot of times you don't see that. Superb effort by that guy.
Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24. First down. Fires to the wideout. Got it. Stop at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a first and goal.
When you're going to run a comeback route, you've got to sell like you're going deep, and that was a great job there by the receiver, really making that corner think he was running deep down the field. So he got the corner to turn his hips, turn his shoulders, and then the receiver was able to just pivot around to make it an easy pass and catch.
This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. To the air on second down. Into the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6. It's third and goal and third and long. They try to pop a run on the draw. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
I know it's early. It's still a really close game. At this distance, I think you just take the points. I think you kick the field goal here, guys.
It'll be 4th and goal tough one. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. Well, this is not what the doctor ordered in terms of starting field position. Wants to go up top on first down. Fires to the big fella. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. All right, guys, let's look at the big picture for Troy. The biggest problem for schools at this level is getting enough big bodies, particularly on the offensive line, and getting a three-star guy like this can really help them at this level, Jesse.
Yeah, and when you get guys like that on your offensive line, if you can get a couple dudes like that, all of a sudden now you can hang with bigger, better competition. Games are still won and lost in the trenches. I know this is just one piece, but getting this three-star offensive lineman who is very highly recruited, that is a massive win for this head coach.
Jukes his way for more. May not be the most memorable play of the day, but it's important as he gets him out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and half of the QB calls his own number and all these options, obviously multiple plays. He decides to stick with it and get some positive yards. And now, what's next off of that? What's my next read off of that? How am I going to mix things up and keep this defense off balance?
Well, the defense makes the tackle. They give up the first down. They've now got to communicate the next play call. They can't substitute because the offense is going fast.
And that can be frustrating to watch running backs not make plays like a receiver, but they're not a receiver. And a lot of times when they have the guys around them, the focus that receivers have it doesn't exist in them. And you can tell just dropped the football, lost a little bit of focus, but I think those footsteps were close enough where he heard them.
Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return, but that small change, they take over at the 43.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
East Carolina sending the offense back to work. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on 4th downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
Second down, they'll go to the air. This time it's complete. They just gashed the defense on that one. They got it down to the 23.
That just really nice catch by the big tight end. Throwing those mitts up there, catching the football.
Here comes the offense on first down. A throw. A strike downfield. Touchdown ECU. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
So, guys, we'll have another look at this Troy offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Give to the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his man. It's Church. Tackle is made at the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up a 4th down. And the Trojans will send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Hauls it in and looking upfield. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on him. East Carolina has it back, and the Purple Pirate offense will go to work. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. Throws for the tight end. Put it where only his man could get it and gave him enough room to get the foot down. They'll have to hustle if they want to get off another snap before the end of the period. Handoff to the single back. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. Guys, East Carolina carries the lead into the quarter break. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with 2nd down. Here we go. Looking to fire. Finds the tight end. Turning it on. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
The Pirates line it up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. Back to pass. Trying to ball his way in. Touchdown, Purple Pirates. And they take it in for 6 more points. Field shrinks, tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Now the Trojan offense returns to the field. They've fallen into this big hole, and they are pretty desperate for answers right now. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. The Trojans come to the line in the hurry-up. Going to sling it on 2nd down. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Makes the grab. And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with results of the play. And the Trojans will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Makes the catch at the 30. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. Ran through the tackle, and he's got room to run. Brings into the open. A huge play there as he has it inside the 20 at the 19.
We've seen it from this running back, too. There's a lot of ways he can make you miss. Bottom line, this defense has to do a better job game tackling.
Yeah, just hard to bring down. Just physical, runs through people. This is a guy that defenses hate playing against, and you see why. So many yards after contact.
This defense is going to have to make some adjustments here at halftime because they have been taken advantage of deep down the field in the passing game. They've already given up 2 TD passes. That was almost number 3, and we're only in the first half.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Well, after ripping off a big-time run on his opening carry, a negative play this time around, and this is going to be key. They're going to keep giving him the ball, and they need him to have more positive plays than negative ones if they're going to win.
He's got an open man. Touchdown, East Carolina. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Forget about those tight ends, right? They come up and they block most of the time, and a lot of time near the line of scrimmage, and then occasionally offenses do a great job, get creative, find a way to get a good matchup for the tight end, and he does the rest and gets in for 6.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Guys, the Troy offense returns to the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. Quarterback on the keeper. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Makes the grab. It's Cole. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down. The Trojans will bring the punt team onto the field. Now on the return. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. East Carolina sending the offense back to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Pirates can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. Trying to get behind the defense. Got it inside the 10. Touchdown Pirates. Once he got some room, it was over.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So, guys, we'll have another look at this Troy offense. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision. gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. And the Trojans come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking for a gap. It's Ward. He's brought down just running hard in the red zone, and he'll be just a few inches short. Whistle blows. We are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Got his man on the right. Touchdown, Trojans. A great catch and run for 6.
Man, nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going into the half, and listen, I know you're trailing, but building some momentum. Maybe this second half we can keep airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
East Carolina, 35, Troy, 7.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. East Carolina has it back, and the Purple Pirate offense will go to work. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. They're going to open this drive with a pass. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. So now it's second and long. Hand off from the shotgun. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. At least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life in this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right, things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
Converts on fourth down, and he's still going. He'll get a fresh set down, stopped at the 31-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. To the air on first down. Makes the catch. It's Johns. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
They're dealing with a second and long. Looking downfield very late in the half. Pulls it in. It's Burnett. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. He'll try to do it himself. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. This drive's been productive so far. Already picked up a couple of first downs. Now out close to midfield. Floats it out in space. And the defense makes the tackle, and that ought to do it here in the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here. And now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Reese, a first half that gave us some riveting moments, not to mention the dramatic and the unexpected. Just a dynamite start to the First Responders Bowl.
The Pirates will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Now the Trojan offense returns to the field. While that first half certainly wasn't what they had in mind, maybe a big comeback is in the offing here in bowl season.
And I think that's a nice way of saying they were awful in the first half. They were terrible. Bowl games, you wonder about motivation. One thing I know, they were clearly not motivated, Palmer.
No, they didn't look focused at all in that first half, David, but this is a team that has a ton of talent. If they can put it here together in the second half, they can close this season out with an exclamation point.
Caught behind the line. It's Church. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Let's see what call they have on 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun. Wants to pass. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. The Trojans will line up to punt it away. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. East Carolina sending the offense back to work. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big...
Looking deep. Grabs it inside the 15. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, ECU.
This offense looked unstoppable in the first half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it doesn't look much different here in the second half. They take their first drive of the 3rd quarter, march it down the field, and score. There is no end in sight for these guys.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, the Troy offense returns to the field. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Running into the open space. Running through contact. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down.
You could tell he saw that grass open up, and he was not handing that football off. He was taking it himself. His eyes got enormous. Chewed up the big play. Nice big chunk play for this offense.
There he goes. At the 20. Touchdown, Trojans. He ran through tackles like water through a sieve.
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the second level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
Carolina, 42. Troy. 14.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at... One. East Carolina has it back, and the Purple Pirate offense will go to work. They've been dominant, and now they'll try to execute to their own standard. Looking to throw on first down. Looking for a deep man. Snatches it on the run. Oh, it's a fumble. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He's at the 40. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out.
And the Trojans take over 1st and 10.
Great place to start for this offense. On the run, it's Cole. They get him down, but he does pick up 3 to the 32-yard line.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Wants to fire on second down. Throwing right. Got his man downfield. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal. So close to cashing it in for this offense. He'll do it himself. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Lets it go to the end zone. Fires and picked off. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. East Carolina sending the offense back to work. Ball security always paramount. That football must be riveted to your rib cage, Jesse, and it wasn't last time.
And look, he knows that happens again, he's going to find himself on the sideline. So this is going to be a dude very motivated to make some plays on this drive.
Yeah, and I think it's frustrating, but you got to put it behind you. You got to move on. And this offense has to go through him anyways. You got to be able to run the football and have some balance.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. They'll give it to the back. Plows through the defense. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Off the play fake on first down. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
And this offense is just, they've struggled to get in a rhythm. And I like they take a shot down the field, but interesting to see how they can maybe get some easy completions for this quarterback and get him in a little bit of a rhythm.
To the ground with the back. Stuffed almost in his tracks, but strong enough to pick up 1 to the 35. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now facing a 3rd and long. Now the play fake. Pocket breaking down. Snags it down the right side. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the 3rd quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out. And that's exactly what they're doing now.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Using the quick game. Didn't pick up a lot there, moving forward just a few. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get into the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
And the Pirates have it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Wide receiver going in motion. The give. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Back to pass on 2nd down. Pressure coming. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. Turns it on down the left side. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Troy! The defense takes matters into its own hands.
And the defense comes with the blitz. Nice job getting to the quarterback. And don't just get there. Try to strip that football out. They get the QB to the ground. The ball's out. They scoop it up, take it all the way back to the house for 6.
That's the end of the period, and East Carolina has the lead. They built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we got here. Kickoff unit all lined up, and we're ready to put toe to leather. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. East Carolina has it back, and the Purple Pirate offense will go to work. Looking downfield on 1st down. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Toss sweep to the left. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Oops, someone moved just a bit early, and the offense is going to pick up a penalty.
False start of offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. You make up the game plan, and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. They'll move the wide receiver. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And the sack all the way back at the 5. The Pirates will punt this one away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. He'll start this drive firing. And he dropped it. Just didn't look the thing all the way in. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go?
Got to give this defense credit, guys, because all game long they have forced their opponent to be one-dimensional. They haven't allowed anything to happen in the passing game. As a result, we're here in the 4th quarter. They barely allowed over 100 yards passing.
And how about that defense? In the backfield, nowhere to go right away. You could tell they were playing the run game all the way, and they got in the backfield and got the tackle for a loss.
He'll keep it himself. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Takes a hit as he fires. And it's swatted away. It's a turnover on downs.
I think that play right there has been a big theme in this game. When it matters the most, on big-time down and distances, this defense has been able to step up and make the play when they need it most. That 4th down, great job in the back end in coverage, forcing the incompletion with a big lead now, creating a turnover on downs.
And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up. Got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you take that shot, and you stop the clock. And it's a long shot, but you're letting teams hang around.
And I prefer to win. Like, I want to make sure that, you know, if I'm up, I'm going to run the football. But there is definitely a school of thought in nowadays where I'm putting up stats and I'm keeping the pedal to the floor.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Unloads to the wideout. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place. And that time, they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense
converts on fourth down. Still going. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. Hands it off. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. And the Pirates have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
And it's such an advantage for this defense to have an outside linebacker like that can rush the passer because they can set the edge.
Unloads it downfield. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. The Pirates decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made around the 20-yard line. So, guys, we'll have another look at this Troy offense. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again here.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those fourth down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession for you.
Here's the deal. You're down 3 possessions. You know, it doesn't feel likely they're going to come back and win, but we've seen crazier stuff happen in college football. It all starts with a big completion on a 2-minute drive. They'll get the momentum started in your direction.
And his passing attack has not been great today. It hasn't found a way to manufacture those big plays and to scare this defense. And now, in passing situations, trailing, this is a tough spot.
It's a seam wide open. The 20. The 10. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Troy.
And how nice is it to have a playmaker like that I can get the ball out of my hands right to him and say, all right, dude, you got jets, you can fly, catch the slant, make some people miss, outrun some angles, and get all the way to the end zone.
East Carolina sending the offense back to work. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for the position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs, and I'm in scoring position.
They'll run the option. Now the toss. Relying on that running game, and it works for about 3 yards to the 31. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Pirates come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. They'll send the back in motion. On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. He's got him in the flat. Turning it on! Offenses gain momentum with 3rd down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25. The Pirates come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Fires to the big fella. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Off play action. Here's the pressure. Can't make the connection. The pressure there calls the missed timing. Well, we are winding it down, guys. Only a few more plays left in this season. Also wrapping up a really outstanding performance for this offense.
Yeah, and they're sending out the senior.
Touchdown, Purple Pirates! And they take it in for 6 more points.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead.
Troy, 28.
Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Now the Trojan offense returns to the field. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. Across the 25, he's got room. The 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. Now on first down from the 30. Use the play fake, now to throw. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Makes the grab, it's Ward. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. He wants a big play here late. Oh, what a play, it's intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play.
Oh, he's ready to take a shot. He's got it into the end zone. Touchdown, East Carolina.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
Carolina, 56. Troy, 28.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
Ball is coming out to the 40 after that penalty on the kickoff. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Soft spot in the middle. He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for this offense. A first down for the offense. Tight end now in motion. Wants to throw on first down. Punts it out of the air.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
And they're going to need a lot more of this to get back in this football game. They're trailing. They're trying to make plays. I like the decision-making of the